Hello everybody and welcome, my name is GaaraOfBentonYGO, and today here on this exciting Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be discussing the no sooner than April 2nd, 2019 ban list. By the time that this video gets uploaded, I'm recording it a little bit early because I have to work this week. By the time this video gets uploaded, it'll be the next Tuesday, so like 4 days away, and oh my god, this ban list is either going to be the most underwhelming ban list that has ever occurred in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or this is going to be the most meta-defining ban list that has happened in recent history. And that's saying a lot because past ban lists, we got Gumblar banned in this last ban list. Firewall banned the ban list before. This last ban list banned Ragomydiad, Galaxy Tomahawk, banned Soul Charge. We got ourselves a Cyberstein back, and we got Shuret of Necros back, and a bunch of other stuff. And so, what do I think is going to get hit in this next ban list? What do I think is going to come back from the ban list or move to a different spot on the ban list? I mean, there's just so much that could possibly happen that we're going to talk about that in this video right now. So, the first group of cards that I think are going to get banned is the only cards that I feel need to get banned in this situation. Starting off, we have ourselves DDD Duodon King Kali-Yuga, the Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Launch, and Outer Entity Azathoth. I think all three of these cards need to be banned. The reason why I think these cards need to be banned is because banning one of the three cards does not solve the problem. The problem is Azathoth and Kali-Yuga will change and they stop your opponent from playing the game. And this is okay if it happens during your turn. And I say okay because it's not ideal, because that stops interactions. Kali-Yuga stops all cards on the field, and Azathoth stops all monster cards, hand, field, or graveyard. And I don't think that this should be something that's in the game. Now, the degenerate thing that's been happening is Azathoth and Kali-Yuga have been summoned on your opponent's turn because of Rank Up Magic Launch. And this ranks up your XZ monster into Azathoth or Kali-Yuga to stop your opponent from doing things on their turn. So you build this huge board with, generally, it's being used in mostly Danger Orcus. So you have one or two Fog Blades set. You have your Time Thief for Doer that is ready to be ranked up into Azathoth, or in Pendulum Magicians, you have a bunch of negates on board, and then you have Kali-Yuga to stop your opponent from doing anything so you can OTK them your next turn. I think all three of these need to go to 0, and I think that's the only hits that I think need to go to 0. The rest can either go to 0 or 1, based on whatever Konami wants to do, but I think they do need to get hit. These, on the other hand, the Kali-Yuga, the Rank Up Magic, and Outer Entity Azathoth, I believe need to be banned. Now, moving on to cards that can come to 1 or can be banned, or just depends on what Konami wants to do. I think we'll start with Thunder Dragon Colossus. This card, oh man, me and this card have a love-hate relationship. I got my first copy so I could play Thunder Prank Kids, and then I played Danger Thunder Dragon for Atlanta. I don't think this card should get hit, but I believe that if they are going to hit Thunder Dragons, they're going to bring Colossus to 1, maybe to 2, or possibly even ban it. But I believe that, I mean, this card, it's a good card. There are ways to get around it. It does kill some decks, but it's not a degenerate card, I believe. I think it's okay for the game, but in my opinion, I think if they're going to hit Thunder Dragons, they're going to bring this card to 1. A card that people aren't going to be considering, and the reason why they're not considering this card is because there's only been one large event where this card actually mattered, and the deck didn't even win. And this is Eclipse Wyvern. Now, the reason why for this and then one of my other hits, I believe this card should go to 1 because the Chaos Dragon, Guard Dragon, Danger Thunder Dragon deck is going to start abusing this card. This searches all of your higher cards like Levianeer, Goliath. It searches the prize card. I think this card can either go to 1 or it can just be banned. I don't think it's good enough to be banned, so I think bringing it down to 1 will solve a lot of issues for the that may come around after the development of our Danger Thunder Dragon deck. Now, talking about dangers, Saryuja, my boy, I don't want this card to get hit, but I can feel them bringing it to 1 or 2. I could see them bringing it to 2. 2 wouldn't solve the issue with it, but I can see them bringing this card to 1. It doesn't have a once per turn clause. You're drawing a bunch of cards. Your special summoning cards. Your monsters are getting attack points. There's just so many uses for this card that I could see them hitting this card. But I don't want it hit. But that's just me for my personal reasons. I think it will go to 1. Now, the last card hitting the Danger Thunder Dragon deck is, I think Chaos Dragon Levianeer should go to 1. And the reason why I think this should go to 1, and I think this would hurt the Danger Thunder Dragon deck a lot, is while playing the Danger Thunder Dragon deck, I learned that this card is actually a whole lot better than people give it credit for. It can rip a card out of your opponent's hand. It can special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense position, or it can destroy up to 2 cards on the field, non-targeting destruction, mind you. And all you need is to banish 3 light and or dark monsters from your graveyard. Reality check. Thunder Dragons want to be banished. You plus off of them being banished. This is a good card. And so this just, and it's a dragon, so you can summon it during your guard dragon plays. And it's just, I don't think this card is good enough to be banned. I just think it's going to be abused at more than 1. So I think a 1 of would hurt the Danger Thunder Dragon deck. It wouldn't kill the deck. It would just cause them to have to think more and like not have such a good 3,000 attack point beat stick that can do a lot of stuff. And plus, it's a level 8, so you can make your rank 8 plays. This will go into Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, so you can go into Dark Matter, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I think that this is a card that should go to 1. And this would be one of those random Konami hits that they're like, everybody's like, what? And I'll just be like, I called it. But speaking of cards that should be banned, I forgot about one card now that I'm thinking about it. This card should probably be banned. Number 95, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon. Another card that I do not want to get banned because I would love to do degenerate stuff with this. But if that's the reason why I don't want it to be banned, there's good reasons for that. I love my degenerate decks. I love making it to where my opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But that doesn't mean when I'm making my ban list prediction that I'm going to stop from mentioning that this card should be banned. I just want to abuse it for as long as possible. Yet I don't play any decks that abuse it right now. But we're going ahead. This card should be banned. Now, moving on to Salamangreats. I don't think the deck's going to get hit at all. Not because it's too new. I think it's a fair deck, and there are lots of ways around it. But we're going to just spend a second here. If I do think that Konami's going to hit the deck, they're going to put Spinny to 2. Alright, end of story there. And now, moving on to Sky Strikers. I don't think Sky Strikers are going to get hit either. They are a very good deck, and they're consistent, and that's why they keep winning events. But there are all these other decks that just don't have that consistency that are still up there. But Sky Strikers, as long as Salamangreats are at the point where they are, I think that Sky Strikers will stay where they are. But if they do hit the deck, I believe Engage is going to 2. Kagari will go to either 2 or 1. And that's how they'll hit the Sky Striker deck. Because you can still function with Engage at 2 and Kagari at 1. It's just not as great of a deck, but you can still function. You can still do some really cool things with the deck. Now, moving on to cards that are on the ban list right now that I think can either come off or move places. Harpy's Feather Duster. I think Harpy's Feather Duster can come to 1. If they're not going to put it to 1, then I think the reason is they want more of those back row decks to work, but those back row decks also have negation to spell cards, so I don't think that will matter. But I think we got Raigeki at 1, we can bring Harpy's Feather Duster to 1. Pot of Avarice is an interesting choice for a card that I think can come off, and the reason why I think that Pot of Avarice can come off the list is most decks actually would rather have their monsters in their graveyard than in the deck. And I'm thinking about something like Salamangreats, or Sky Strikers would probably abuse this card, being able to recur their resources through sending those monsters back to the extra deck. That would be a boost to Sky Strikers. So if they do limit Kagari, then I can see Pot of Avarice coming back. But for the most part, every other deck really wants their monsters in their graveyard, not in their decks. So either use graveyard effects or use recursion effects, that sort of thing. So I can see them bringing Pot of Avarice back to 1 to see what it'll do. Now, Chaos Emperor Dragon, it's got its errata. I mean, it is what it is. So this card has an errata. I think it can come back to 3. It's not going to do anything. Dynamite, the True Draco fighter. I know everybody hates True Dracos, but I think Dynamite can come to 2 as long as Masterpiece stays banned. If Masterpiece stays banned, Dynamite can come to 2. That's fine. Elemental Hero Stratus, this can come to 3. Heroes aren't going to do anything as long as Malicious is at 2. They're still going to do their Dark Law Turbo deck, but I think Stratus can come to 2, or just get off the list. Stratus, you don't need to be there anymore. Shuret, I think Shuret can come to 2. They brought it to 1 last list. They're probably going to ease it up, and they may bring it to 3 because of all the Necros reprints in dual power, but we shall see. Beatrice, BA, is officially dead with Snow getting hit. They're not dead, but they're not great either, so Beatrice can come probably to 3, and nobody would bat an eyelid to it. Book of Moon, Lynx can't be flipped face down defense mode, so Book of Moon isn't that great anymore. And my favorite card that would create an actual impact, not a great impact, but an impact to the metagame. I think Gateway of the Six can come back to 3, and I will say this on every single list until it happens. I think Gateway of the Six can come to 3, and we will be absolutely fine. And yeah, that's my one biased opinion on this list. But that is going to be it, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm not going to comment on the Max C debate, because if Max C does come back, it's going to be like a what? And nobody's going to predict when it comes back, if it ever comes back. But this is where we are ending off this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. And when the ban list is released, I will link the ban list right here for everybody to see. And then comment down below, guys, what I got right, what I got wrong. What are your opinions? I want to have a discussion on this video in the comment section below. That's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.